Hey, what's up everybody? I'm over in Metrotech Brooklyn. Metrotech Center. I just came from fixing a hard access system. At least I hope it's fixed. The real issue is that I think that the system was getting like voltage feedback from the box, and I just had to ground the panel to get rid of it. So hopefully the fix is really the fix, because you know the manufacturer cleared the panel. They went into the panel, you know, remotely and checked it, and they said that definitely it's a power issue where voltage is feeding back into the panel. And once I grounded it on an earth ground, it seemed to have stopped, but it's so intermittent that the problem is, like, you could go there and swipe your card 15 times and nothing goes wrong. And then on the next day it just not be working. Depends, like, on the panel, whether or not the earth ground is really the issue. But it's a $1,400 panel, so for the manufacturer, like, they don't want to cover it, you know, like they're not gonna just cover it. Like I'm gonna take a different way for you guys to see, because I always go Canal Street, so I'm not gonna go that way. Yeah, so it's a $1,400 panel, and when I called to, you know, try to get a band replacement, they wouldn't do it. They were like, no, man, that's because they did. I did see the guy checking though remotely, and he said, you know, this is not a problem with the panel. He goes, you got over voltage coming in, and you could see, like, in the logs where when the thing gets spiked, it just shuts the panel down. So it kind of makes sense what he's saying. I'm leaning towards agreeing with him. I think he's right, and I don't want to disagree with him. I do think he's right. Yeah, I think he's totally right. I think the panel does actually have an over voltage problem from the locks, feeding back voltage to the locks. So, you know, that's what it is. What it is, you know. You can't really be sure until next time I'm there if I have a problem, you know, with the panel. Yeah, so basically, I mean, I'm not going to spend out of pocket $1,400, but if I can't get that panel working, they will honor it. But it definitely looks like it. So what I did was I put an earth ground on the panel, to earth grounded it to like the building earth ground, and we'll see what happens now. If it actually takes care of it or not, you know. Hopefully it does. So I'm going to Bowery, and then it'll turn into 3rd Avenue. But I figured I'll go this way because you guys I never go this way, and it'd be more interesting for you guys because you always see the Canal Street way. So I figured I'd take a different way. I'm really hoping that panel is just an earth ground problem, because the guy said you could try earth ground and it probably will not mess up on you again. So hopefully he's right. It's weird because it's so intermittent. Like, you could just sit there going around the doors all day long, everything's great, and then bam, panel just lock up. And when it locks up, nothing works. Like, the panel just, it has lights on it and everything, but nothing works. So I thought it was a bad panel. But, you know, the way the technician explained to me, he said the over voltage, or the stray voltage coming back to the panel, is what's causing that thing to shut off. And said the only way to clear it after is to reboot, and I said, yeah, that seems to be what happens. He said, oh, that's a clear-cut case of over voltage. So he said you could either try putting diodes on all the locks, which, you know, I don't want to do that. Or he said you could go ahead and put an earth ground on the panel. So I chose the earth ground route. It seems to be okay. I don't know what that guy was doing. Looks like he just decided to make a U-turn right there. Man, it's freaking windy tonight. Well, it's gonna be, my days are numbered on this XR. I'm gonna be on the KLR very soon, because winter's coming. So yeah, let me just pull over for a second. I want to send a message to somebody. I'm gonna stop the video and then I'll start it back up. I'm back. I just had to pull over, make some calls, and then just continue in the video. I'm heading up 3rd Avenue. It's not my normal way because usually I would go work my way to the west side. When I'm coming over to Manhattan Bridge, I'll take an out through the cross and then take 6th Avenue. 6th Avenue's fun. I did a lot of good videos on 6th Avenue, but I figured I'd get you guys off of that. Get on to 3rd Avenue for a little bit. Just let you guys see the east side. This will probably be really jammed too. Well, that was a nice way to get around. Like I was saying though, my days are numbered on the XR. I'm gonna be on the KLR real soon. I might try and put a windscreen on this stuff. There's a rally windscreen that goes right up, mounts onto the bars, and Zeta windscreen. I might try it. I already ordered it, but I don't think it's gonna do the trick. But maybe, who knows? I'm certainly willing to try it, you know, if it can extend my riding on the XR, because the XR is truly a better bike for me. Let me just see who this is calling me. Hey, Lum.
Yes, how are you?
Oh, good. Are you still there?
No, I left.
Oh, okay, no problem. All right, I'll get with you in Queens then.
No problem. Which also is not working.
Okay, all right, man.
Okay. Who is not working? Who is also not working on the app?
What's that?
Who is camera not working with my phone?
Okay, great. Yeah, it's already on the app. It shows up there as Brooklyn. You should see it there, but I'll show you when I see you.
Okay.
All right, thanks, Alam. Little corgi. Ted's Oysters, yeah, looks pretty good. I've never been. What I don't like is when you go to a oyster bar and they say oysters out front, oyster bar, all that, and then they only have oysters Rockefeller. Like, cause when I think oysters on the half shell, you know, raw. That's what I think. I don't envision like oysters Rockefeller or baked oysters, or boiled or anything like that, because you want the freshness of a raw oyster. But I do understand why some places would not serve raw oysters, because they may not be fresh, you know. You could boil an oyster and then you'd be fine. boil an oyster, it would kill anything in it. But eating an oyster raw would be a problem. Like, you could get really sick if you eat a raw oyster that's not clean or has some bacteria. Trying to get a jump on it. Wow, look at this dude making a right turn like that. Oh, these must be all be diplomats from the UN. Because this is where the UN meets, in New York. So, UN Assembly. You'll see everybody going over there. I guess that's why these government vehicles are here. Yeah, everybody's here. This is the jam up center over here, this area. Because the UN's right there. But once you get past 59th Street, it should be alright. Nice guy put his blinker on. Should have just slammed it right. Yeah, that's to go into the 59th Street Bridge to Queens. And this is 3rd Avenue going north. So I'll just turn on 79th Street and then head over to the west side. That's easy too, that way. Actually, sometimes I do that. You know, if I want to just avoid 6th Avenue, you know, if I want to avoid 6th Avenue altogether. I don't know if you guys can tell, but it's freaking windy. Probably tell though, because you see all the stuff blowing around the street on the video. It's definitely one of those whipped up nights. Definitely winter is coming. There's nothing we can do about it. That's why I'm going to put that Zeta screen on, just to extend it a little bit with this bike, because I love riding this bike in New York. I mean, the weight is right for me. You know, but don't get me wrong, the KLR is a fucking tool, man. That thing just, it can carry extra weight that this bike can't. You know, so if I really have to load up, the KLR can do it. The KLR can truck on the highway. I mean, on the freeway, you just truck it, man. It's fucking cool. I just feel myself personally that the weight is a bit much for me. In the tight stuff that I'm doing in the city all the time. It's a little bit heavy for me. Like for example, this is fine on the XR. You have no fear at all. But when you get up to a tight spot like this on the KLR, you get a little bit flinchy sometimes, because if you do happen to bang something and you get out of balance or whatever, and the bike goes sideways on you, you're not going to just like grab it and pull it. You know, once you get beyond that point of no return, when it's falling, it's going down. You just get out of the way, you know. And then you just get out of the way, and then you just pick it up, you know, and it's fine. If nothing happens, the KLR can handle the drops. It doesn't get fucked up from stuff like that. It's certainly by no means what you would call a cheap bike. You know, it's made well, heavy duty steel frame, you know. And you know, and because of the extra weight, it's actually better in winter, believe it or not. So for me to even say, oh yeah, I can outfit this bike, even if this bike was outfitted, I'd probably still rather be on the KLR because the extra weight. Because it'd be like if you choose a Honda CRF 300 Rally or a KLR. I think a KLR wins hands down, but I still like that Rally. It's cool, and I wouldn't discourage. I would actually think of getting a bike like that in Asia. Because when you're driving in Manila or something like that, you know, the KLR would be a little too big. So the skinniness of the CRF 300L Rally would be nice. Just a plain old CRF 300L Rally, nah, I don't see any benefit to that. Like, if you look at that bike and then this bike, you would be better off with an XR 650L. Than a CRF 300L Rally. But it all depends on what you can get where you are. You know, like some places you might not be able to get a XR60. Like in Philippines, for example, where I go sometimes out of the year, you can't get a KLR there. You can't get a XR 650L. You know, those bikes are made in Thailand. They're actually assembled in Thailand. Or there might be more than assembled, but there is no local distribution. Like, you can't buy a KLR 650 in Thailand unless you import it, and it's going to come from here, you know, like, or it's going to come from Australia or something. But they don't have it anymore there either. So more than likely, if you got a KLR, if you saw a guy riding a KLR, like I saw a guy riding a KLR in Manila, and he was like super snobby. I rolled up next to him, I was like, is that a KLR? And he was like, he just turned and took off. Like, but obviously that guy went through some trials and tribulations to get that bike there, and he didn't even want to talk about it, you know. So I was bringing a KLR to the Philippines. You'd have to put it in a container and then you know, bring it over that way. That would be the only way you could do it. Same thing goes for this bike. They don't, you know, like in Thailand, you're not going to get an XR 650L. You'd be like the boss driving this thing around. You know, in Thailand or Manila or anywhere, you'd be like the total boss. maybe the shit on one of these over there. I mean, it'd be absolutely amazing, but you're just not gonna be able to do that. So the next choice for me over there that I went to the Honda dealer. They have CRF 300L and the 300L Rally. I would go for the Rally because the Rally will be able to go, you know, keep some of that wind off you, the rain off you if you're driving in the mountains and stuff. It'd just be nicer to have that. Looks like the tank's a little bigger. It just seems like you get more bang for your buck for that, but I don't even know because I've never even ridden either bike. So I'm just talking out there, and I would love to hear feedback on it from other riders. You know, I'm actually should just do a separate video on that. See, get feedback from people and other riders about the CRF 300L and the 300L Rally to see which bike actually is the 300L Rally worth the extra money. I think it is, but I don't know. All right, everybody. See you in the next one.